We are back on Inside Politics. Our guest is former Tennessean reporter, now one of the leading national analysts on the U.S. Supreme Court, Ken Jost. Ken, we've talked a lot about some cases we missed. We didn't talk a lot about the one that came out earlier this week that was 7-2 in the president's favor about allowing him not to have to go through a lot of court hearings to deport people who have been trying to stay in under the asylum program. Is that going to mean we're going to see a lot more deportations going on, and is that going to stir up that issue and get it right up at the top of the election issues going on in the presidential race?
So this case was a Sri Lankan immigrant arrested at 25 yards inside the United States in Southern California, and he said, if you send me back to Sri Lanka, they're going to beat me up, because I'm part of the ethnic minority in Sri Lanka. So I'd like to apply for asylum. And the immigration folks said, we don't see it, sorry. And the immigration law has a process called expedited removal. And if you apply for asylum, you get a little bit of leeway, but not a lot. And the Supreme Court's decision on Thursday the 25th said, you don't get much leeway. We're not going to let you get your asylum case in front of a real live federal judge because the immigration folks didn't think you had a good case.
During this presidential
so he's headed back to Sri Lanka.
During this presidential cycle, there was a lot of talk early on about reforming the Supreme Court, expanding the number of justices, maybe putting them on term limits, or at least a set term. That's faded away. Is that because somebody who doesn't want to do that has been nominated for President, Joe Biden, or is that issue likely to come up again after the election?
Well, enlarging the Supreme Court would require the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the President of the United States. And, that's not going to happen this year in 2020. Would a Democratic Congress and a Democratic President really want to take on that issue? That they would have to spend a lot of political capital to get that done, I'm tempted to say that they'd have two chances, slim and none.
One thing that happened this past week is that the Republican-controlled U.S. Senate confirmed the 200th nominee that the president has sent in for a federal judicial post. That leaves quite a legacy already for this president, how he has shaped the federal judiciary. It's something that may impact the country, whether he stays in office for another 4 years or not. That makes a big difference going forward in the judiciary in this country.
Indeed, and we saw that just a few days ago. A Trump-appointed judge wrote and cast the deciding vote in the Michael Flynn case to tell the lower court judge, you know what, you got to dismiss this case. That we're the boss. Dismiss the case. And Judge Rao just said, lower court federal judges don't get to cross-examine the Department of Justice in terms of their prosecutorial decisions. So there are lots of Trump-appointed judges, all not just here in the District of Columbia, but all over, including in the Sixth Circuit, the federal appeals court that has jurisdiction over Tennessee. So yes, Trump's legacy will live on in the federal judiciary for long after you and I are gone.
Ken, very briefly, it appears that as much as the Chief Justice wants to keep the Supreme Court out of politics more and more, that's kind of where they are, and they have to be even more observant of what's going on across the country. They can't be above the fray all the time.
Indeed, you go back to Chief Justice John Marshall. He got crosswise with President Jefferson, and Supreme Court justices get crosswise with presidents all the time. FDR, for instance, right? And Dwight Eisenhower famously said, you know, I've made two mistakes, and Earl Warren and William Brennan were the worst ones I made.
Ken Yost, thank you so much for joining us on the program. Appreciate you being here, and good luck with the rest of the term. Looks like you may be there for a while, still fielding some additional decisions. And thank you for joining us on Inside Politics this week. I hope you can be back here again for a future show. If you can't get into politics in the meantime, go to the News Channel 5 website. You'll find my Capitol View commentary there. A new commentary is posted every Friday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back here next time. Goodbye.